Los Angeles, California. We're the Mad Scientist Party Hour. Oh, Mama, there's two of you.
Oh, hello there, friends! Welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name's Kevin Kraft, joined as always by a man who has pawned off his pants and underwear and is jacking his boner off with a handful of thumbtacks. That's Jeff Clark.
I'm back in studio again.
Again?
Is this the second straight week?
I think so. Yeah.
A little high. All right, fair enough.
And beaming to us from a mountain of gold, a very nice man known as Shuddy Boy.
Yo.
Man, perfect intro. Well done.
And that's as edgy as we're getting today.
Yep. Not gonna touch on matters of that's gonna make people's bloods boil. I have something to review though.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I didn't mean to jump ahead. I also went back to the coffee shop this weekend.
Oh my goodness.
Which was glorious, by the way.
I mean, since we have these things on the docket, I mean, I know the Joey Diaz weed has you a little
real
plastered.
Spacey. Real spacey.
Yeah. So is this the wrong week to bring something back?
Oh no. It might be. Actually,
Yeah.
It isn't because no, we need to. Let's bring it back.
All right.
I think I know what you're talking about. Oh yeah, this is what would Jeff do to suck a dick? Like, oh wait a second, damn it.
No, I mean, the planets have aligned to just send Jeff into another dimension. So, I and I gonna bake up some fresh Geoffy Cakes. Feeling Irie man, bomba clat boy and boy, I.
This isn't even on the internet anymore.
Lord of mercy. I mean, it's
That's
been
how
a while.
old school this is.
This might be the first visual baking with Geoffy Cakes we've done since we started recording the show for YouTube.
It absolutely is. I mean, we got rid of this 2016 before Trump. Trump.
No, because we did baking with Geoffy Cakes on episode 420 with Doug Benson.
No. But like we did a baking with Geoffy Cakes essentially every week.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like how many years? 3? 2?
Until we ran out of things at the dispensary for you to try.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that I would say 2015, right?
Probably around there,
right.
yeah.
So
I do remember there was one time where, I mean, we used to find the craziest shit, like weed pizza, weed ice cream. On episode 420, we did weed horchata. There's even a fucking weed asthma inhaler, and I remember for some reason that one on our YouTube page caught traction, and it got more views than most of our stuff. And anytime that happens, anytime something gets out of the Puminati bubble, and the fucking normies start watching it, there was some Karen in the comments bitching that we were goofing off and having fun with a weed inhaler.
yeah, like it was a medical thing.
Yeah. Oh, you see, this is why medical marijuana gets a bad rap, because people like this get it and have fun. Like, ew, you fucking turd.
Well,
Get off our page if you're wearing a wire. God damn it.
It was also I was also helping my anxiety. So thank you, marijuana inhaler.
Yeah, we didn't include that in the clip, you fucking bigot.
Oh wow, what a strong take.
Unfortunately, this one isn't as exciting. It's not like I found a weed. I don't even know what's left. We did the whole fucking spectrum.
That looks like weed Altoid, like either an Altoid case or a chewing tobacco case. One of those two. And one sounds awesome. Like I fuck with Altoids. I've never had chewing tobacco.
This might be the least exciting baking with Geoffy Cakes we've ever done.
Oh, hard pivot.
Only because it's nothing new. So I got these from my cousin. My cousin lives in Colorado, and these are some Colorado edibles. But he brought them to Telluride and was like, here, take these home with you. Check these out. And they're fucking bomb. I love them. They're gummies. They're straight up just gummies.
Okay.
But they're prepared. So it's got a double label. There's this thing that says Funk Mint, which has like a little...
Is that the bottom?
I think it's the bottom, yeah. And then the top says Dialed In Gummies. Terpene-rich, full-spectrum rosin. Not resin, but rosin. And these gummies were made via sous vide.
What the fuck is that?
Shuddy, are you familiar with sous vide?
It's a cooking term, but that's the extent of it.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Captain Dum Dum here is ready to school you motherfuckers on some shit.
Yeah, but how do you know what sous vide is? Who told you?
Is it like a canapé?
You don't know this on your own.
Joy told me it.
Well, no one knows things on their own. Everyone's got to be taught stuff.
So my sister got a sous vide, which, like, it's basically like a thermometer thing. You hook it to the side of a pot, it goes in there, and it'll heat the water up to whatever temperature you set it to exactly. So she started making sous vide steaks where you get your cut of meat, and you almost like shrink wrap it, put it in plastic, put it in a baggie, and then you put it in the water, hook the sous vide to it, and it like through and through cooks it perfectly to what you want. And she said when she cuts that bag open, and I think you'll throw it in a pan for like 60 seconds on each side just to get a sear. But she's like, it is. I've been to steak houses. I've never had a steak as good as this in my life. So basically, these gummies are prepared sous vide style.
So am I gonna say I've never had a weed gummy that tastes like this?
No, I don't think so.
Like, what's the? Are they much better or different than Kiva gummies or the El Camino ones or whatever?
They're bigger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they?
So,
what? How much is it per gummy? Like how many milligrams?
10 milligrams.
Okay.
So they're not particularly potent. I am a complete bitch when it comes to weed. I have a very, very low tolerance when it comes to smoking it. I have a very low tolerance when it comes to edibles. I've been eating these all weekend, and they kick my ass. They definitely rock me, but it's such a good high. It doesn't put me in a bad place.
Any body high thing?
A little bit.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm excited for these.
So I love these
Well,
fucking
Mama,
things.
do you want one?
They're bigger. There's one left. And I had to save it for a baking with Geoffy Cakes so you can try them out.
I have a lot to touch on here. You said a lot of things that made me think things. Again, I am a little spacey. Shuddy, you know way more about dogs than I would, for sure. If little Mama were to give her a weed gummy, what would happen? Not going to do it.
Well,
I'm just asking.
Being as I have experience with this,
Yes.
she's not a very active dog to begin with. So there might not, other than her eyes not being able to be open, there will probably not be much change to her demeanor.
So she'll be real chill.
She's
Want
probably
more?
getting hungry and real
That
lazy.
time that MJ accidentally ate 4 pot cookies,
Whoa.
that was scary. I was very concerned, but
What did
she came out on the other
just
side.
like lied on the floor the whole time?
Yep, that they were on the couch next to me the entire time. And when I tried to get her up to move, she would sit down and literally tip over.
She was wasted. All right. Well, little Mama, you're not going to get one of those. Just wondering.
No, there's only one left. But like, my cousin got these for me, and he was like, "Try them out." And I hit up Arts because it has fucking Arts language all over it.
Okay.
Our homie, a real true stoner who
So gay.
he works in like the cannabis industry. He's always hit me with these fucking science terms. I'm like, I got no fucking idea what you're talking about. You're talking about like florpenes and bing boings and
Yeah.
this has
Bing
it has
boings.
it's terpene rich, full spectrum rosin. And I was like, what the fuck is rosin? And he texted me back, War and Peace. Just the longest thing. Essentially, like, they throw a bunch of weed in a bathtub full of water and ice, and then it gets strained, and then it gets, like, pressed, and then it gets heated and pressed again and strained, and I don't fucking know. But apparently, this shit is expensive. My cousin didn't tell me how much this stuff costs, but Arts was like, yeah, those things are probably pricey.
What is pricey?
The edibles.
I mean, like,
Oh, I don't know.
Like, what's the number that like is $30 pricey or like $150 pricey?
Oh no, I don't know if it's that much, but he was saying I think that stuff.
Looking it up.
The like rosin shit, because I think it's like I think it's the end result of stuff you dab. I think it's like wax.
Did Arts fucking copy and paste something from Wikipedia and just text it to you?
No,
he actually texted it all out.
Oh yeah,
nice. All right. I mean, obviously he legitimately knows what he's talking about. I didn't know if he just did the shortcut.
Sometimes.
So these gummies are a little bit bigger than most gummies are. You can see it's kind of like the size of my thumb.
Yeah, it looks almost like a YouTube. Sour Patch Kid type size.
Yeah, so the flavors are there's 2 flavors in it. It's blue ice and what's the other one? Isn't
that a Zoolander thing?
Mango or
is that Blue Steel? That's Blue Steel.
Oh, guava. So I think the one that's left is a guava flavor one. So I don't know. When I started eating these things, I think they taste awesome. I like the consistency of the gummy. That must be the sous vide cooking style. But again, I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world to do a gummy on Baking with Geoffy Cakes, but these are ones that we can't get because they're in Colorado. They seem to be pretty fancy the way they're made. They're 10 milligrams, a little bit more than most average gummy, but...
I do know what you mean by the consistency. Like, this is an enjoyable process. Eat. Yes.
They're fucking good.
I like this.
And the high hits you really quick.
Okay.
And it's for me, who's become an unfortunate bitch. I found it to be pretty manageable for as how high I was.
Nice. It tastes good, and I think it is going to add to my high. Hopefully, I get a little body high, and it's more of like a. Is this more of a sativa or indica? Does it say hybrid? Anything?
Whatever. I don't know. My guess would be it's a hybrid.
I guess I just when I see sativa, I think more body high, and I. See
Colorado does not seem to have their menus online.
Those motherfuckers! Thank you for this.
Yeah,
dude. Something I realized recently, or I have been realizing, that kind of relates to what I did this weekend and what I'm going to do this upcoming weekend, which will be drink and party with you guys, watch MSPH wrestling, digitally drink and party with you guys, watch MSPH wrestling. Dude, I'm a lightweight when it comes to booze. Like,
really?
Epically. Yeah.
How quick do you get, like, fucked up now?
I mean, I mostly drink IPAs, but after like 2 or 3, like I'm like kind of feeling it. I haven't really went out for shots or done shots like out and about in a while, but I did this past weekend. Not like a round of or like a bunch of them, just like one shot. But I don't know, like so when I was growing up, my father didn't really drink, and then when I got into college, he started to like, drink more socially, more with me when I came back from college.
Yeah. And
he was a lightweight. And like in college I could drink a lot more than I could now, and I always just like my father's a real pussy. Like I can't believe this guy drinks like such a bitch. And I'm pretty much approaching that, not that big of a bitch, but pretty close. Like I can't drink as much as I used to. I don't have the loss of tolerance with weed like you. That's fine, but fucking I cannot drink.
How old are you now? 35?
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean if you don't, if you're not out drinking often, then you probably do lose your tolerance. And I don't go out drink. I'll have an IPA or two like every day or every other day, but yeah, man, my drinking tolerance went down. I connected with my college roommate, freshman and sophomore year, came out here with his wife.
Nice.
Stayed in the Godfrey, which is like a new hotel in Hollywood, whatever. And then came to Long Beach, and we went out, had dinner and drinks with them, me and my brothers, and they stayed with me. And then the next day, me, bitch-ass Paul, and them all met up at our buddy Brady's house, who we all went to college together. And my homie bought these things called I think they're called Happy Penguin or Happy Saturday. I don't know why. I don't know. Anyways, they're like seltzers, and this motherfucker put down 12 seltzers, which
Jesus.
isn't like an alcohol. Like as an alcohol feat, it wasn't that impressive. It's just like it was just like weird to watch someone punish seltzers as if we were in college again.
Yeah, and like they're not. It's not like you're drinking. I don't know. The only example I can think of is Camo, which was the fucking camel piss that we used to drink when I was in college. That was like $2 for a 40, but it was 9% alcohol.
Right.
Tasted like vomit, but got you wasted. But I mean, those fucking those seltzers are made with malt liquor. You can't taste any alcohol in them, but you'll get fucked up drinking them.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't. I'll goof on White Claws all day, but I can't drink 12 White Claws.
Yeah, it'd be like drinking 12 Miller Lights.
It was just a trip. Just like, this fool really crushed a 12-pack of seltzers. I don't know, but so I feel you with the losing tolerance on weed, because I'm losing tolerance on alcohol, and I have to like approach MSPH wrestling carefully with alcohol. Like I can't start.
You blacked out at like the last 5, I think, right?
Not the last. No, either the last one or the one before, I was legitimately fucking hammered by the end. Like we got to the end, like where we all just like, all right, peace, and like I pretty much just like passed out as I like exited Zoom.
You pulled a tube in. You thought you had closed Zoom, but you just stood up and started jacking off.
I was fucking wasted. So I think that was 2 MSPHs ago, and then the last one I monitored it a little bit better. Like I didn't start drinking until like the second or third match, because we connect for a long time.
I know. Like these MSPH wrestling events are pretty long. So if you miss the start, you can still jump in and catch a lot of the action.
Don't worry, we'll put all the Canadian and women matches up front so you don't miss anything important. Just kidding.
But yeah, we've got the rest of the matches to announce later in the show.
I feel a little something, I think.
They do hit quick. I will say that. I don't know what it is in the manufacturing of those gummies, but something about them just hits differently, and I'm fucking so bummed out that they're gone. Cause
you wasted it on me. Well, bacon with Geoffy Cakes. Content. It's content.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And I mean, weed's for sharing.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if they had these in dispensaries around here, I would have a fucking stack of them.
It'd be like a regular thing.
Oh, yeah. They're fucking great.
Well, when's your next snowboarding thing? Is there a chance you go back to Colorado in the not-so-distant future?
No.
I mean, yeah, you have a California snowboarding move, so you don't really need to go to Colorado.
Yeah, and the season's almost over. I think Mammoth is going to be open for a little bit longer, but for the most part, snowboarding season for this year is done.
But that's what I'm saying. Even in Colorado, like, could you go get some summer snowboarding in there?
I think no, probably not. I think Telluride closes in like a week and a half or something.
I mean, obviously that makes sense. I just for some reason I figured there would be like year round.
Oddly enough, Mammoth in California stays open for a while. There was one year where they stayed open until the 4th of July.
Yeah, global warming my ass.
Well, I guess we could do some reviews. You actually went to the theater this week.
Yeah, I went. I had a jam-packed weekend, dude. I went to Oceanside with, again, Paul, and my old roommate and his wife. And then the next day, I watched some basketball at the coffee shop and watched a golf tournament that I won money on. Dude, I keep winning money on golf. And then afterwards, went and saw the movie X, horror movie, which I assume Shuddy has very little interest in, not a horror guy. And it's a horror movie that is about in the 70s, a porn crew gets a boarding house at some dude's ranch in Texas, in West Texas, and they're going there to shoot a porn. And then that's...
Oh, I'm definitely out.
Yeah, so he wants no part of this movie called X. It's an A24 movie.
Oh,
so
no.
It's the movie it's the tool of movie studios.
Yeah, this is like Shuddy's kryptonite.
Yeah, not a fan of this shit. I figured you would have saw it. Perhaps I felt like we talked about it and you were excited at seeing this, and I was kind of under the impression you were going to see it opening weekend.
No, I got invited to a screening of it and couldn't go because I had something going on. But afterwards, I heard it was good, And then
Well,
a
you heard
member
wrong.
of Poo Team 6 went and saw it and reported back by saying it wasn't all that great. And this director, Ty West, I've seen some of his other movies, like House of the Devil and The Innkeepers. I saw those two. And they both looked really cool. Like, their packaging was great. I loved the posters. I loved the vibe of them. The trailers look good. And then when I watched them, I was just like, God, I was just fucking bored throughout them. So when I heard a lukewarm review on it, and this is a director I'm already iffy on, I was just like, you know what? There's good stuff coming to the theater soon. Like this coming weekend, I already have my tickets to Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, the new Michelle Yeoh movie made by the guys that did Swiss Army Man, and it looks fucking epic. Like,
I literally don't know anything you just said.
The trailer looks like something that could be a potential five-dicker. I have high hopes.
A Kevin five-dicker or unanimous MSPH five-dicker?
No, a Kevin five-dicker.
Fair enough. Okay, well, still, man, that's saying a lot. Dude, so the highlight of X for me was seeing the trailer for the new Nick Cage movie. That is... Like, stop! That is what we're doing. Whatever night it comes out, we're going to see that.
It comes
right?
out 420 weekend.
We're going to see that, right?
Yeah, I'm actually
fucking call Carl right now and tell her that you're locked up that weekend.
Carl knows the deal. We've already discussed.
Is she gonna come?
Yeah,
she's invited to Nick Cage night.
That's gonna be like an Alamo Drafthouse outing.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to find a date.
We're doing that. We're doing that one right.
You want to go to Alamo Draft House with me?
Because both those movies, that new Michelle Yeoh movie and the new Nick Cage movie, I think it's called like The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I think both of those were shown at South by Southwest, and those were the two movies everybody was flipping out about.
Oh, really? Yeah, my brother was saying that it got like unanimous or a big ovation at South by Southwest.
Yeah.
Man,
So
that
I'm
looks
super
so
pumped.
sick. I
Yep.
can't wait for that. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much that's like a perfect like kind of way to sum up how I felt about X. The best part of that movie was the trailer for the Nick Cage movie. I didn't like it very much. And now we came out of it and Bill said he was like, "Oh, I thought it was like genius." I was like, "What, dude? The movie sucked." So I don't know how much of the plot I can give away. I feel like I can give away most of it, and I talked about a lot of it already. But a porn crew gets a boarding house in West Texas from this old couple, and then the horror ensues. The violence, I thought it took a little. I didn't think it was very scary. Actually, I didn't think it was scary at all. I thought it was mostly stupid. The violence was like well done, and that was like fucking like ugh. Like kind of jarring, gruesome kills, like when they happen. But I don't know, like how they got there. I don't really want to spoil much of it in case anyone is interested, because I thought the trailer kicked ass, and I had a lot higher hopes for this movie. But you should, so I don't want to ruin it for anyone. But just like the murderers, like their choice of who were the murderers was fucking whack, and and there was an obvious twist that should have been there. Like, I saw it coming, and it never happened, and it wasn't, like, I thought a character was going to turn out to be evil.
Yeah.
And they never did. And it was like, well, that was kind of a way, like, that's totally...
And you were mad that your prediction didn't come true?
Kind of. Because the character turned out to be, like, just, like, epically boring. And, like, even, like, in the final scenes with the character, it was like, oh, that person wasn't cool. Like, it should have added, like, they should have made... This character.
I had that happen to me with a movie I watched this weekend.
Okay. Well, I want to hear about it in a second. I'll wrap mine up. Yeah. No, I mean my review's pretty much over. I give it like a 2.5. It's like 2.5 X sticks.
So was the reason you didn't like it because it was slow and boring, and took a while for stuff to happen?
Yeah, like
because that's been my issue with his previous movies.
The killers. Like, should not have been the killers. They should not. Like, it was, all right, spoiler alert, like, the old couple's really creepy. And they're very violent. But it's like, well, they're also, like, very old in the movie. and they don't even move very fast. Like, it's not like they're supernatural, old people. Like, they turn into, like, at night, they turn into, like, fucking badass old people. No, they're just old people the whole time. It's like, well, that's fucking lame. Like, who's slapped this old dude in his fucking head and get on with it? Like, they can't. These old people get the drop on them. So I thought it was stupid. I thought it took way too long to get scary, and then when it got scary, it didn't even get that scary. It was just the kills were gruesome, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
But that wasn't like good suspense. Had titties.
Always cool.
Need that in a horror movie.
Yep.
Need that. But
good titties.
Yeah, solid titties.
Because, like, I mean, his other stuff, House of the Devil, like, the poster is so fucking cool. The other one he did, Innkeepers, really, really cool poster, and it's such a bummer. I don't know, because I have, like, the movies that I loved as a kid all had cool posters, Like, the horror movies for, Return of the Living Dead, 80s horror movies were always so sick. And then the movies ended up being sick, too. And I feel like this guy's got his posters nailed. The posters look great. The trailers always look great. But the movies always just drag and drag and drag. And then when they finally pay off, it's like, man, it wasn't worth sitting through all that shit to get here.
Yeah, like it was an hour and 45, and it felt like a couple hours. It felt like a 2.5 hour movie.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I had a lot of high hopes for it.
I mean, I will watch this eventually because I'm intrigued by the kills.
But someone from Poo Team 6 gave it a poor review?
Yeah.
Well, that's that, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you see?
So I watched a couple streaming movies.
Did you see The Bad Vegan?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Thing. Yeah, no, I was kind of thrown out there, not expecting to know what it is. It's a documentary, a Netflix documentary series about, I think, like a vegan business that turns corrupt, and I don't know. Supposedly, it's pretty good. I'm gonna check it out. I'll report back.
The trailer for it looks really good.
Oh, really? Okay. I'll connect with Puminati Elite Bonnie. She's into the Netflix original or true crime documentaries
and vegan stuff.
Oh, that's right. She is a vegan.
Yep.
She's sensitive about the vegan stuff.
Yeah,
I made fun of her.
Don't you goof on her. She listens. She's going to get pissed.
I made fun of her about it once, and she was just like, you can see the door. Like, unfollow me. I was like, whoa!
Has she been vegan this whole time?
I don't know. It felt like she was...
Well, I'm asking Kevin, who knows her a little bit better.
No, let me talk some more.
Like when we went to Magic Mountain, was she a vegan?
Yeah.
How did I not notice that?
I don't know.
Maybe because you warned me that she was sensitive about it.
I don't think I did that.
Well, you should have if you didn't, because
I don't know. I might be in the cool kids club because I take shots every now and then at Bonnie, and she doesn't get bummed out at me.
I'm not.
I guarantee you
she's
gonna be mad at me about this.
I'm going to get unfollowed. I'm not going to have anyone to talk about with Netflix.
Bonnie, I think
crime.
It's commendable that you're a vegan.
I think it's gay.
No issues with it whatsoever.
Super
it's
gay.
Those two.
And I would just like to apologize in advance before you text me.
You don't know how good In-N-Out is, and I feel sorry for you. I'm just kidding.
I saw a new Netflix movie called Windfall. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's with Jason Segel, Jesse Plemons, and
sounds good.
Lily Collins.
I don't know that. I'll look that up.
Phil Collins' daughter.
Hot.
Yeah, she's in stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I've never seen her or heard of her. Let me check this out.
She was in Mank.
That was all like old timey footage, black and white. There wasn't any like sexy chicks in it though, right? I've never seen this person. Okay.
It was, I don't know, it was interesting. It's a pretty short movie. It's got a very, very small cast. It's mostly just the three of them. And it kind of has like it's very self-contained. It's a small story, but for some reason it fucking worked. Like, I don't know if this is necessarily something for everybody, but I thought it was dope. I watched it. Carl and I watched it, and when it ended, we were both okay. Like, yeah, that was pretty dope. I think we were both on the same page with it.
Windfall. Her character's wife.
Yeah, they don't really name anybody, I think, in it. But it's basically like it starts with Jason Segel at some very, very nice estate tucked away somewhere in California because you can see the mountain ranges and stuff, but it's got like an orange grove attached to it. Really, really nice house, and he's sort of just walking around making himself at home, and then you see him like wiping off the handles of some doorknobs, so it's like, okay, this guy clearly is not supposed to be here.
So, like, all right, so the synopsis, the IMDb synopsis, and I'm going to tie it down with a question at the end. A man breaks into a tech billionaire's empty vacation home, but things go sideways when the arrogant mogul and his wife arrive for a last-minute getaway. So, like, he's in there trying to steal shit, and when they come back, it's like, oh, now you're fucked?
Yeah.
Type thing?
Yeah, he was expecting to just go to this guy's
like your
vacation
punishment's
house.
a lot worse than what your crime was, type thing? Or does it get like grim, like dark?
There's some stuff like that, yeah.
Because it could be a little too lighthearted with Jesse Plemons and Jason Segel. I'm looking at
it's not necessarily like a comedy, even though there's funny moments to it. It's more like a suspense thriller.
Yeah, it's described as crime drama thriller on for IMDb. An hour and 32 minutes. I'm interested in this.
Yeah, and it's really, really like self-contained, small feeling movie, but it was different. It had like the music, the tone of it all, the shots. It had a feel of like an old school Hollywood movie. I don't know. I thought it was like, I was like, that was really interesting. Like I appreciated it for being off the beaten path. Like it's very conversational. It's not like action packed or anything.
So the cast: Jason Segel, nobody; Lily Collins' wife; Jesse Plemons, CEO; Omar Leyva, Gardner. So those are just 4 characters. That's
literally 4 people in the whole movie. Yeah,
I like it.
It was cool.
I like it.
I don't know. It had a really, really cool vibe to it.
I saw this, so I got to tell you, it's 5.7 on IMDb rating. I don't really know. That doesn't mean anything to me. I don't have as much hatred for it as like a Rotten Tomatoes score.
I was surprised too, because like
that's not a very good score though.
It's
right?
not.
Yeah.
But I mean, Carl and I didn't look up any reviews beforehand. We just put it on, watched it, and we both looked at each other like, that was awesome. We both really liked it. And then I looked at the reviews and I'm like, man, what are people flipping out about? I thought this was just like a cool little movie.
Interesting. All right, Netflix. I'm gonna check it out. I think.
Yeah, I dug it.
Jesse Plemons he's kind of killing it. He's rising. He's in the middle of his moment. It would appear he's gonna be in the new Scorsese movie, right? With Leonardo DiCaprio. I think
so. Yeah,
they're gonna be in it, and I think it's a streaming one. I can't wait for that. I know that's not for not, but whatever. What else did you see? You said you saw 2 streamies?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I will suck. By the way, 4 windfall dicks. I am really zagging on the IMDb crowd for this one. So
that's Plemons and Segel twice.
Yeah. And Lily Collins just watches.
She videotapes it. Hot ass Lily. Well, she's pretty cute.
And then I watched a Hulu movie called Fresh. I don't know if either of you guys have seen anything about this.
No.
It's Sebastian Stan. The guy who's...
Oh, you know what? I do. Sharon watched that. I do know about that.
Oh,
Sorry.
what were Sharon's thoughts? Did she like it?
She said it was fucked up and it was weird.
It was. It's definitely weird. So the synopsis for it, I don't think this is much of a spoiler, but I feel like the synopsis was misleading. So it said something about like, it follows this girl who's just going out on all these bad dates off of dating apps. And she's kind of ready to give up. And then Sebastian Stan's fine ass swoops in while she's at the supermarket, spits some game. And she's like, oh, wow. Yeah, I'll go out on a date with you. And they hit it off. And, okay, yeah, it says, the horrors of modern dating seen through one young woman's defiant battle to survive her new boyfriend's unusual appetites.
So it sounds 50 Shades of Grey-ish.
Not particularly. It gets a little more grisly than 50 Shades of Grey.
Right. Well, I wasn't saying it has like a 50 Shades of Grey sounding vibe to it, but it's more of a horror movie. Well, it says comedy, horror, thriller. What the fuck? What the fuck is this?
It's a mishmash of things.
Do you laugh?
It had its funny moments, but I would definitely not click the comedy tag for this one.
It's got a much higher score than not much. Well, yeah, it's 6.7 on IMDb, and Windfall is 5.7. Which one did you like more?
Windfall.
Okay,
but Fresh was still good. I liked it. So like, after she goes on a few dates with Sebastian Stan, she gets all googly eyed for him, and then he basically like kidnaps her, and he's like revealed as he supplies human meat to cannibals.
So he's like the worst human ever.
Yeah. So he like kidnaps chicks, keeps them alive while he cuts off limbs and sells their meat. And there's like, it's not terribly gruesome. Like you don't really see him cutting stuff off, but you do see him preparing meat and like grinding it and cooking it and eating it. And something about cannibalism is just so fucking gross. And like seeing it in movies,
all it is, yeah.
It's so skeevy. It's like every fucking cannibal scene in it, you're like, oh, it's fucking revolting. So it's very uneasy in that sense, but the way it's directed and shot is very like slick and polished and stylish.
If a story ever gets to cannibalism, I'm out.
You can't handle it?
I'm lost. Yeah, like it's not that I can't like handle it. I lose interest. I don't know, like it becomes like unbelievable. Now, I know there are like crazy human stories where cannibalism is possibly an option, but I don't even care about them. So
why is that so difficult for you to care? Like, why is that?
I don't know. It's just like it freaks me out. It's something I hate to think about.
It makes your stomach turn.
Yeah, and it's just especially, like I'm good. I'll change the channel. No, I'm good.
Like, you know the actor when they put
that's what you mean by you're not into it.
Right, yeah.
Not that you don't believe it, that you have no interest in it.
Yeah, no, I guess I believe someone has eaten someone. I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer. But I'm saying, like, once I see it as part of, like, entertainment, like, as a plot point, like, I'm good. No,
yeah, it's
anything.
Rough.
Like, I'm just, I'm all right. So.
Because you know the actors aren't sitting there eating cooked humans. They're eating just meat.
Because...
But it's so like my mouth starts to sweat, like I'm gonna barf.
I don't know much about Sebastian Stan, but whatever. You know, it looks like there's some hot chicks in this cast. I'm looking at the IMDb page right now as I'm talking about this. 1 hour and 54 minutes. I could do that. Rated R. Holy shit, could see some titties. Horror. And then I read the synopsis, and you already read it. Horrors of a modern dating scene through one young woman's defiant battle to survive her new boyfriend's unusual appetites. And that sounds fucking cool. And now you're saying cannibalism. I would be so mad. You saved me. I'm not going to say 1 hour and 54 minutes because I would have turned it off. But you did save me time, and I appreciate that.
It doesn't even have to, like you said, like just cannibalism makes you uneasy enough to the point where you will turn off what you're watching.
Yeah, because unusual appetite's like, all right, this guy's up to some weird shit.
Oh,
let's
maybe
see
he
it.
likes piss.
It's like, oh, eat, yeah. Oh, he eats people. All right, well, cool. I'm done. I'm gone. You lost a viewer.
It's very suspenseful, though.
See, I kind of like that though. But yeah, the cannibal. If I know it's going to lead to cannibalism. Nothing
like just the way it all plays out, because like they're getting along so well, and you're like, oh, I'm rooting for these two crazy kids.
Titties.
I think so. Pretty sure they're titties. No. Not a lot, but
they're not getting eaten, right?
No. There might be a part where you see some severed titties.
God damn it! I don't want any part of that one.
Yeah, it's rough without being like super violent, which is weird. But I don't know, like it was very suspenseful. It was well made. It was almost a little too polished for how fucked up it was. If it was a little grittier, like if it had the tone of like a 7 or something,
give it to A24. Let them
like
rub
holy
their douche
shit,
dust on it.
That would have been so unbelievably dark. That might have been why they took such a different tone with it and made it more stylish looking than just gritty.
Because that would have been like...
Yeah, if it had the tone of like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something.
You can't put it out.
It would have been horrifying.
Yeah, because that tone puts it in like another like category, like another discussion.
Yep.
Like, that you're comparing it to. All right, it probably didn't want to be compared to a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I feel like Apocalypto. Did that have cannibalism in it?
Probably. I don't know.
I'm thinking of either Apocalypto or an Apocalypto adjacent movie that had cannibalism in it that I've clearly never seen because I heard it had cannibalism in it. I was like, yeah. So, but I'm just saying, like, if like to your point, if it's darker, it's grittier, it makes it a completely different vibe. So,
but like you were saying with X, like you had this idea, like, oh, this is going somewhere, and then it didn't, and you were like, oh, well, what the fuck?
Yeah,
they did that with one of the characters in Fresh, which was, I don't know, it was glaring enough for me to be like, okay, yeah, that clearly affects the score.
Okay,
because it was. When it happened, it was actually kind of funny, but I thought they were going for a fake out, and then that person just never came back. And I was like, what was the point of that whole plot point?
Yeah.
Like, the movie is already an hour and 54 minutes. You don't need to stretch for time. You can keep it, like, if they cut that whole thing out, it might have been like an hour 40, hour and 45.
Right.
Still a respectable runtime.
Yeah. So
I didn't get it.
Yeah, they just misused characters and like storylines. Like same thing with like X. There was a few like the black porn star guy served in Vietnam, and like that could have been much better used in that movie type thing.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a kind of similar point you're making here, right? With the one character where it's just like you just improperly used him or her.
Yeah, and they set something up that was like clearly going to pay off, and it didn't in a way where like you retroactively were like, why was my time wasted with that then? I don't get this.
Yeah, all right.
But that being said, still an entertaining watch, very unsettling, well made, enjoyable, suspenseful, very tense.
How Sebastian Stan is like a creepy guy. It feels like he kind of looks like a bitch.
Oh, fucking awesome.
He pulls it off.
Awesome. Yeah,
right.
Because at the beginning, he's so fucking charming and likable. And then he's a fucking kidnapping cannibal who's not only just a cannibal, but supplies other cannibals. So just despicable on top of despicable. And like, he still somehow is charming after he's revealed to be the bad guy.
That's tough.
Yeah. And also like creepy and stuff too. It was good. I liked it.
So you said this in the beginning. They met in the wild, right? In a grocery store, not swiping.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, get your ass back on the apps. Fire up that Hinge, baby.
So yeah, I'll suck 3.5 fresh dicks. Again, I'm zagging on the IMDb crowd. I thought it was better than they did.
It's fine. Fuck IMDb crowd.
How about you, Shudster? You get a chance to watch anything?
I'm trying to remember if I watched anything since last week, and I'm so frazzled today that I can't think of anything.
Did you watch anything with Dom?
No, we're doing that this coming weekend. We're going to watch New York Ninja for What the Fuck Did I Just Watch?
Fuck yeah. That movie kicks ass.
Yeah, I don't know why when he was on last week, he said we were doing it this past weekend because he had Anthony, so he wasn't coming over here to watch New York Ninja since I do not own it.
Oh,
and he owns like 3 copies.
I almost bought it last week until you guys made it sound like maybe it wasn't something I should have in my collection.
Oh, I didn't mean to give off that impression.
Well, because it's not like anything I have. I mean, I don't. My collection these days is not DVDs or movies.
You know what? I think it's enough that Dom has it. Knowing your movie taste, Shuddy, it's definitely more of like a me, Dom, maybe even Dana, Dom's sister. Like, I think that's more of its audience.
Damn, you go that deep with Dom? You hang out with with his sister too?
Yeah, she went to college with us.
She's my age, so she was at Kutztown at the same time.
Yeah.
Nice. Is she cooler than Dom?
No.
Oh, take that.
Dana and I have been frenemies since 1993.
Oh, so me and her probably be real tight, huh?
Maybe.
we know deep down inside Shuddy hates me too, so I know what Dana's going through.
But her and Dom both love shitty movies.
No, Dana hated me.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you know how I feel with you. Like it's
Yeah,
like
I was Dana's.
she shits in your mouth and you shit in my mouth type thing.
I mean, I was Dana's my age, so we were in the same, classes and stuff. And I was best friends with Dom, so I was forever at their house, and I was obnoxious.
No,
you don't say.
It was her fault.
That's ridiculous.
So she definitely tolerated my presence at times, and other times did not. Just like Dom's mom, actually. Just like Dom's mom.
Oh wow!
All right, all the VD ladies have the same review.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. One particular event that comes to mind is Dom and I went to a party. My parents thought that we were at the midnight movies.
Always a good excuse.
Somebody drank way too much and was afraid to go home, so his parents didn't find out he was drunk. And I passed out in Dom's living room for the night, even though Mrs. Vitti explicitly said that I was not to spend the night.
Oh no!
And Dana and Mrs. Vitti got up to go to a fundraiser at like 6:30 in the morning for school. And were yelling, just making as much noise as they possibly could because Mrs. Vitti was so angry that I was there. And she told Dana that she didn't have to be quiet because I was asleep.
Oh, wow.
Did you ever smooth over that relationship, or is there still beef on the streets?
No, there's no. Dana and I are good. Now that I'm older and less obnoxious.
And have children yourself.
And have kids,
Maybe she wasn't so crazy.
Like to reminisce about the old times when she couldn't stand me. And she does actually do a Shuddy impression. Very similar to Kevin's impression of me.
Dana or Mrs. Vitti?
Mrs. Vitti.
Oh, I would love to hear that. Because I was actually one time in almost the exact same situation as Shuddy after a very, very alcohol-heavy trip to Music Fest in Bethlehem. Same thing.
Is that the name of it, or are you saying a music festival?
No, it's called Music Fest, and it's a really fun festival to get wasted at because it's gigantic. There's tons of bands playing. It's almost like a state fair type thing. But they actually do get big-name acts to play at it. Okay. And it used to be sort of like a ritual thing. I know Shuddy and Dom have been to way more than I have, but like I've tagged on to a couple. I mean,
living in downtown Bethlehem for those few years that I did really sucked away any enjoyment of Music Fest I had left in me.
I mean, the hangovers that I got from Music Fest have sucked out any interest I have.
But I have no interest in walking around in 95-degree heat for music I have no interest in. Possibly either not bumping into anybody I know, or what would be even worse, bumping into somebody I know that recognizes me.
But it was cool. They sell like these big, gigantic plastic mugs with a handle on them that are like designed with that year's Music Fest logo, and you can just get that refilled. And you just get fucking plastered. It's the one time
that walking around the city of Bethlehem with an open container is not only legal, but actively encouraged.
And man, 1 year after Music Fest, I crashed on the couch and got woken up by some very angry family members of Dom screaming. And it did not mesh well with my hangover at all. I had the world's worst headache, and there was just screaming happening. I was like, I wish I slept on the lawn so I didn't kick this hornet's nest.
Man, you guys aren't very hospitable.
Well,
not you guys. I mean them.
So the thing.
Man, we're just pissing off all of our friends with this episode.
Well, I mean,
just the MSPH commissioner
when I
and Bonnie.
Oh yeah.
I think Dom enjoys when I tell this story. I know his aunt does. Very much, because she was the only other witness to the most bananas thing that I have in my 25 years of friendship with Dom have ever seen happen in that house.
Oh, in the house, because At the link, a hot dog choked him out, and he had to go to the hospital.
No, this is directly, this is family dynamic related.
Oh,
like
maybe.
It is the most bananas thing.
This feels like perfect timing. Maury just retired, the talk show host.
So, Mr. and Mrs. Vitti had just gotten new carpet in the family room.
Oh, no.
And Dom and I were on our ritual Monday Night Raw hangout watching Monday Night Raw. And
I spilled my code red.
Mrs. Vitti and his aunt came in as Dom was pouring Coca-Cola just over the carpet.
Oh,
like in a glass.
Into a glass.
I got you.
But he was just pouring it like
the way you said it made him sound like the Joker. Just like fucking like shooting Coca-Cola on the new carpet.
Yeah. Dom just no glass is just pouring Coke on the ground, being like, "Hey, some people just want to watch the world burn."
Hey, guess who hates their mother?
Well, we're not far off from that, because she walks in as they come home from shopping as he's doing that, and she just starts yelling about stop, telling him to stop. And in an unusual moment of cockiness, Dom just looks her dead in the eye and keeps pouring.
Wow.
And she like beelines right for him, screaming. I'm sitting in the recliner next to him, like already terrified because I know how she feels about me. And he stands up. She gets nose to nose with him, screaming. And he just does that defensive thing that anybody does when somebody gets nose to nose in your face and you kind of nudge them out of the way. And she just hauls back and close fists him.
Oh, wow. Oh.
This is a great Dom story. Dom, you got to put your mom in the next MSPH wrestling.
Oh, shit.
And his aunt and I were just in complete and total shock.
Man,
I bet.
These fucking millennials would call the cops nowadays. You kept your mouth shut, right?
The way I remember the story is I left immediately. I walked home immediately. Like, I was not staying but...
I think I hear the stove calling.
So that's a story that comes out at family gatherings. His Aunt Candy's like, Rich, remember that time Cindy punched Dom in the mouth?
Did she?
Yes, I do. Very much. That will be fucking engraved in my brain until the day I die.
I understand the carpet is a big deal and all that, but it sounds like she acted very poorly. Does she realize that now, or is she still in the right?
No, she is not as funny. She
mellowed out.
Time has mellowed Mrs. Vitti out.
Man,
I also think that me and Dom not being such shitheads anymore kind of mellowed her out as well.
I don't know what comedian... I actually think it was Bill Cosby, which, whatever. But talked about, like, how much, like, parents mellow out when they become grandparents. Like, my father, like, everyone's got to, like my parents will tell stories about their parents. It's like, well, no, grandma's awesome.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? She's like, well, when I was growing up, grandma.
not as
grandma.
chill.
Absolutely, because the boys will say something. I'll be like, what? They let you do that? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, I would have gotten grounded forever.
Right.
Like because, Brad lives with them still. Like, they tell me stuff he does. I'm like, well, why the fuck are you letting him get away with it? Like,
that's your problem. That's their attitude. Like, they've just completely, like, grandparents are cool with responsibility at a certain age. Like, well, fuck it.
yeah, he's an adult. You're his parent. We're not involved.
Yeah, we just give him Christmas presents.
Man, when you were talking about Dom just, like, pouring soda over the carpet, it just reminded, like, when we were in college, it was a dry campus, so we had to sneak whatever drinking we did, even though we didn't put too much of an effort in. But I remember one time, like, we were big on 40s because, like, 40s are awesome.
Because why not? Yeah.
They're cheap.
Yes.
And you get, your money's worth. You spend like $2, you get a nice big 40. You drink it fast enough, you're getting a fucking solid buzz. You drink 2, you're wasted.
Yeah.
So, like, 40s were our lifeblood. And I remember one time, I dropped out 2 years before I turned 21, so I never even got to go and buy them. But, like, we just had to get other people to buy them for us, and, like, we drank so much, people would get annoyed and be like, Jesus, again? No, I'm not fucking going to the liquor store again. No. And I remember Dom one time came in, and he had a 40, and he literally just draped a towel over it, so when he carried it in the halls from his dorm room to mine, nobody would see him blatantly carrying a 40. And he gets in, and he's holding it by the cap, still with the towel over it, and it just slips from the towel, hits the ground in my room, and shatters an entire 40 just all over the carpet, all over the room.
Party foul.
And then when you were saying that he was, you guys were raging a little bit, and Dom's just pouring, that reminded me.
We were high schoolers raging with Coca-Cola. That's what we were.
Oh, there was no booze?
No, there was no booze. Like, I was 16.
It's Monday Night Raw.
18.
Oh, wow.
Like, it was like we were super young. Like, this was complete and total shock. You know what? I shouldn't say that. As a member of an Italian family, it wasn't shocking. It was shocking to see it happen in somebody else's family. Not like that. That's where the shock was. Like,
man, my mom would have done that.
And like, if she would have gotten home 15 minutes earlier, when him and I were eating chips and salsa over the carpet, I dread
you would have
to
gotten
think
donkey
what would have
kicked.
happened.
We wouldn't have an MSPH wrestling today.
Like, I really wonder what happened in that alternate universe. Like, how if Dom and I survived the night.
She pulls like a William H. Macy and Boogie Nights, just like calmly goes out to her car, gets a fucking a handgun, comes back and murders Dom. And unfortunately, Shuddy for sitting right there next to him, and for
you know
certainly
what? I
eating.
Just realized
did you?
The whole time we've been recording, I left the dog outside.
Oh no!
Oh shit!
Let's see. Did you eat
should
the
probably
chips
go
and
hand on
salsa, or did you tell him that it wasn't a good idea the whole time? Because if you didn't tell him it was a bad idea the whole time, then you probably should have been murdered as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Mrs. Vidi's world of right and wrong.
We spent.
Sorry, I didn't leave a dog outside. She's...
I'm just stoned.
No, I have to.
Do you have an elevated desk?
I do.
Like one that goes up and down?
No, it's just it's actually
It's just a high desk.
A bar height small dining table that I use because that way I can have all of this stuff in the view instead of the fireplace that doesn't work.
Yeah. I was thinking about
it was MJ. Does Lil Mama dolphin when she dreams?
Oh, it makes that.
Like every now and then she'll do.
That got her attention.
Like she kind of sounds.
For anybody on YouTube,
she do like a muffled bark? That's what MJ was doing, and it sounded like she was outside. And I had let her out just before we started recording, and I panicked that I left her out there. I mean, it's 60 degrees, so it's not that big of a deal.
The dreaming noise that she makes, the sound that it is a perfect analogy. It sounds like when Ron Swanson nuts during the
when Andy's
the shoe shine thing.
Shining his shoes. Yeah,
she makes the exact same noise, just like yeah, like. And that's how I know she's like, I don't know, she's dreaming or something's happening with her eyes closed. For
the YouTube viewers, before when Shuddy and Jeff were talking, I turned my camera on her because she was in Blair Witch mode again, where she just stares blankly at the same spot for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, she'll sometimes go in the corner of the room and just look at the wall. It's like this.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, why is she just sitting with her face towards the back of the chair?
That's how she likes to do it. Sometimes somebody will make a noise, like I'll be like,
I can.
And she'll turn her head to the side.
No, I just.
There you go, little mama.
Yeah, and she
Face
just sits
this
there.
way.
That's
Yeah.
all she does.
Little mama. It's a good girl.
Yep, back in the house, little mama. Man, that also reminded me because, like, in college, we just did a lot of drinking. We couldn't go to bars or anywhere, so we just drank in our rooms and put music on and shit. And
A lot of 311.
well, that was in Dom's room, but in my room, we listened to
It was
like a
Cold Chamber and Fear Factory.
yeah. There was a lot of Cold Chamber, a lot of Fear Factory, but also a lot of hip hop,
Nice.
a lot of like, Biggie and some of the Cash Money shit. And anytime,
Some DMX.
sure, yeah.
All right, fair enough.
And anytime a good song would come on, if we were the right level of drunk, my roommate, Mr. Ski, would take his 40, hold it up in the air like Simba in Lion King, and then just start screaming and dump the 40 out on his head. And that act became a little bit more objectionable when he met his then girlfriend, now wife.
Oh.
Every time she saw him winding up, she'd be like, "Don't you do it. Don't do it." And he would just be like, "Ah!" and dump it out on his head. She'd be like, "God damn it."
So not Stone Cold Steve Austin where he's chugging. He's just like bathing in it, showering
Yes. Taking a 40, holding it up in the air, and then turning it upside down and dumping on his head.
it? I mean,
And then we would just go on partying.
points for originality, but fuck, that's weird.
Man, Shuddy, we are just narking out all of our non-mic'd MSPH personal life
I
people.
got one. I'll say his last name. No, I won't do that. Homie Paul, not bitch ass Paul.
I was actually just by Mr. Ski in the Ape's house the other day.
Man, I'd love to get Mr. Ski on an episode, but I don't know if he's camera shy or anything.
We went to
Give him a 40. Give him a couple 40s.
the boys
one to
and
drink
I
and one to wear.
went to the Philadelphia Premium Outlets, and we literally drove right past their house. And I'm so not familiar still with the area between my house and their house that I don't realize I'm going to be near them until I'm like, that's Tom and April's house. So since we're only like 25 minutes apart, I really should probably reach out.
Oh Jesus, yeah, 25 minutes. That's me walking across the street to Ralph's.
Yeah, seriously, it takes me like 5 times as long to get to Kevin.
Yeah, but hey, we're here. Hey, so Shuddy, during all of that babbling, did you remember anything you watched?
Nope, I've gotten too distracted. It must not have been anything great. I mean, I finished Formula One Drive to Survive Season 4, which
Yikes.
fucking amazing. It's
Everyone
great
loves
television.
Formula One because of, I think, this Netflix show.
This Netflix show, like,
Is it getting you interested in actual sport? Are you following it at all? Do you have a favorite?
I think I don't. I think this might be another hot take that really angers some blue bloods here in the United States.
It's better than football. Don't say it.
It is probably the most fun four-wheeled motorsport to watch.
Okay. I think NASCAR, I feel like it's objectively boring, but like even like motorheads, wouldn't they find it boring? Because most of the courses are them just going in a fucking circle. Like Formula One is more, there's more different.
There's like
And
tracks,
all
right?
of the stars,
Yeah.
all of the cars in NASCAR, if I understand the rules correctly, all pretty much have to be the same.
Yeah.
Like, there's no real variation.
Yeah.
Formula One, the more money your team has, the better car you can have. Which, again, I know that goes in all motorsports, but there's not
like regulations.
There's not
holding
as
them
many regulations. They have to stay, I think, between a certain a much broader threshold, because the gap between a team like Mercedes and a team like Haas is so vast just because of the amount of money they have backing them.
It's like instead of like with team sports, they do salary caps. It's the same thing just with cars and NASCAR. They do NASCAR caps. Whereas Formula One, you just build your car and run that fucking thing. Is what you're saying.
And I mean, and it's an intense show. They do a really.
Is it fiction or a docuseries?
It's a docuseries. So it follows the previous F1 season.
And F1, Formula One, is that the same guy? That's Rush, right? That's the same league, right?
Dumb this down into Kevin terms. That's Nicky Lauda.
Yeah.
And Ford v Ferrari. Is that also Formula One?
No, that's Le Mans. That's just a 24-hour race.
I love both of those movies. Ford v Ferrari kicked ass, and Rush is a 5-dicker easily.
I agree. Rush is a 5-dicker. Rush is fucking incredible. Who was the other racer in there? It was a Hemsworth. What was his name?
Yeah.
Was it James Avery? Why do I? I
think it's James something.
James Avery. That's Uncle Phil. I'm pretty sure. Damn it. Whatever. That movie does kick ass, and I think that's the same league. So if you're into Rush, and you're not into documentaries.
No. James Hunt.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
James Avery is definitely Uncle Phil.
I think this
and
would
Nicky
be...
Lauda. I'm Nicky Lauda. My face caught on fire.
Kevin might enjoy it as a background show, I think.
Oh.
Because they don't... While they focus on what's happening at the races... It's mostly on the dramatic stuff that happens during that particular race weekend. So it's not so much just watching the cars drive around the circuit. It's the crashes, it's the pit stops, it's got
a little more personality.
Listening to the drivers call each other cunts and motherfuckers and stuff over the radio, screaming.
You're a cunt.
Is that the Lewis Hamilton race league?
Yes.
Is he cool in it?
Yeah, he's cool.
He was like hanging out with like all these guys make like fucking crazy money.
Oh, I believe it.
Like what's his face? I think we're from. Oh man, I can't remember his name. But this guy was clearing like $80 million per year in like the early 2000s.
So Lewis Hamilton's salary for this year, just his salary, not his endorsements. Like they're rock stars in Europe.
Yeah.
So. But his base salary from Mercedes is $40 million.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Like, I think these guys, like, they clear up to $100 million per year with, like, advertisements and shit like that.
Damn.
And which blows my mind because of how into sports I am and how much I follow it and did not have any familiarity with the sport, with any of their racers, anyone, and they're making that much money. Like, soccer is something I don't pay attention to.
Meanwhile, somebody on one of the lower teams is clearing $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, after Nicky Lauda crashed and caught on fire and they had to fucking vacuum his lungs out, I could be like, okay, yeah, I would be happy with that guy getting like tens and tens of millions of dollars.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I don't want someone to vacuum the burnt tissue out of my fucking lungs.
Well,
in season 3, one of the drivers gets into a crash and the car bursts into flames, and you see him engulfed in like sitting in the cockpit of the car, engulfed in flame, and then climbing out. Like he's literally, you see him moving around in the fire, and then he climbs out, and all that ended up happening was his hands got really burnt.
Yeah, yikes.
Yeah, but like I thought it was cool. The Rush stuff where Nicky Lauda was like, I got to make a better car. Like, your car is shit. I'm going to make a better car. And like that, like I like that aspect of the sport. That interests me. Where you can, I don't know, affect your car, build it in different ways where it could give you an advantage.
Yeah.
And that was all James Hunt shit, too. He was like, I need a better car. I like that.
Man.
So I've watched that.
I mean, that's a legit review. I fuck with
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I love that show. It's a lot of fun to watch. It really is.
Well, I know you're having a rough day, Shuddy, and it sucks that it has to coincide with this, but...
Oh, geez.
The Oscars are this weekend. And Can
I just be a judge, and then it's just you two?
Where's the fun in that, Shuddy?
How do you... No, the Academy's in a judge, actually.
Yeah.
They already have that job.
So I have now seen every movie nominated for Best Picture. The last one I checked off the list was fucking West Side Story.
Well, wait a
He
second.
loved it.
Wait a second, what?
So isn't that a review? Don't you have to review that?
I was going to do, because I didn't want to spend too much time on it, so I was just going to do quickie reviews of stuff. So West Side Story was exactly what I feared. It was horrible.
Okay.
I would rather watch gay porn. The songs were fucking terrible.
I feel like you went to DEFCON 5 right there. You went to the strongest thing you could say. I'd rather watch gay porn. And now you have to work backwards. Like, all right, this is already terrible. It can't get worse. Gay porn, all right.
Look, I do not like musicals. And, of course, there are exceptions. The South Park movie was technically a musical. That was awesome. Willy Wonka is technically a musical. Kicked ass. People singing at me makes me fucking uncomfortable. And this was so fucking dumb. These fucking guys, the movie starts with them, like snap walking down the street. And then they steal, a newspaper from a newsstand and fucking ballerina twirl away from their crime. They shoplift, and their method of escape is to fucking twirl away. And the first 5 minutes in, I'm like, I want to fucking rip my dick off and kick it out the window.
Does it make you feel less about Steven Spielberg and his legacy?
I don't know. I mean, he's fucking old, so he's doing old man shit. But from what I've heard, I've never seen the original. I would have never have watched this unless it didn't, if it didn't get nominated. But I'm a completionist. I wanted to see them all, and my mind was not swayed. This sucked. I hated every second of it. I was laughing through some parts of it, which weren't funny, just for how dumb it was. I will give credit where credit's due. I try to be objective. There was
hot chicks.
There were some hot chicks, of course, but
that's cool.
I will give them props. The cinematography, the choreography, the stuff they were doing, I was like, okay, yeah. You put me with a dance instructor for 6 months and that's all I do, I'm not pulling that off. The moves that some of these people were doing, I was like, okay, that is genuinely impressive. I cannot do that. I'm impressed that they could. Still not entertaining to watch. It was shot very well. It was shot beautifully. All the shots were framed very well. Still didn't make it interesting to watch. So, dick and a half is as high as I can go. Did not enjoy my time. The biggest surprise to me out of all the 10 movies was Coda. I watched Coda. Fucking great.
How long ago did you talk about that or review it? Have you ever?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so we can do that now too. You how many Coda dicks are you sucking?
Coda?
How have you not? I thought you review every fucking movie on this podcast. What are we doing here? You have movies in the holster that you don't review?
Yeah. Because I didn't want to bog shit down. I was like, I'll save this for the day we do the Oscar picks.
All right, well, we're here now. What Coda kicked ass?
Coda kicked ass, man.
Would I like it?
You might. Because there was another singing movie. It's about Coda stands for child of deaf adults or something like that.
Sounds terrible.
So it's this girl in high school.
Can we just all? What are you doing? Can we look at Jeff's collar right now?
Is that agitating you?
Sorry.
You're a fucking mess.
Sorry. I'll button up.
Button yourself up, buddy.
All right.
Too much taco meat for Shuddy.
Yeah.
It's not it was
machismo.
It was his whole shoulder hanging out on the one side that was the issue.
It's like Geoff is seducing me.
I am seducing part of YouTube. Well, I was before you ruined it. All right, anyways.
So it's about this girl, this high school girl who her entire family is deaf. Her parents are deaf. Her brother's deaf.
All right, just
they run
give
a
the
fishing
dicks.
boat.
You're right. Let's not bog this down. It's terrible.
It was 4.25 dicks. I was surprised.
So it's not about music.
So
they're
she
deaf.
does not the main character though, and she wants to be a singer, and she joins this the choir because she has a crush on one of the dudes that joins it, and she turns out to be nasty at singing. And it was funnier than I expected it to be. There's weed jokes in it. There's farting. There's dick jokes. I'd say it gets fairly rugged for a PG-13 with the jokes they make. And it was just all the characters in it were really enjoyable. The singing wasn't as much as I thought it was going to be, so that didn't bum me out. I was very surprised.
Bigger turnoffs in movies: singing or cannibalism?
Singing.
I'd go cannibalism, but I hear you.
Although I think the biggest turnoff is if a movie is the subgenre of horse movies.
Because
So, Jeff, what you're saying is you'd have no interest in watching Cannibal the Musical.
No, that's like the lowest. That's the basement of movie options.
Even though it's Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Man, now that you throw that into it. Yeah, no, I'm not interested. Those are icons, though. I can't hate on them, of course.
Oh, you know what? I did watch a couple of episodes of the new season of South Park.
I still have to watch the newest one. Did you watch the one on St. Paddy's Day?
No, the boys had me watch the one where Stan discovers that Tolkien's name is Tolkien and not Token. And it was fucking hysterical. I loved it. I was super stoned, but I just could not stop giggling.
They kill it, dude.
Yeah, new South Park's been good. I'm like 1 or 2 behind, but
I heard the St. Paddy's Day one is like the best so far. Like it was fun.
I watched the City People episode, right? The episode after.
All right. Yeah, it's pretty good season. Yeah. Well, I mean, only a few episodes in though.
And then I think so. Yeah, Coda and West Side Story were the two that I was dreading, and Coda turned out to be fucking great, and West Side Story was the boring turd that I expected it to be.
I mean, the Puminati need to hear that. They need to hear the zag on Coda, surprisingly good, and you confirm West Side Story was terrible, especially before the Oscars.
And I watched Drive My Car, the Japanese one that's nominated for Best Picture.
There's no way I have a better chance of winning this than Shuddy. Like, I have no idea what I'm picking, Shuddy. I haven't seen the odds. I don't know any of these movies. I know nothing.
Well, look, as somebody who's seen all of the movies nominated for Best Picture, I have no fucking clue.
Can we be chill about the punishment, guys?
I mean, the punishment, we still got to... we'll get there. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, whenever we crowdsource it, it's completely not chill. It's never chill when we ask the Puminati what they think.
I mean, Art suggested that the loser has to reenact the opening credits to Peacemaker. You have to film yourself doing the Peacemaker dance.
I thought it was... like on the corner of Hollywood Boulevard while wearing underwear. I thought that's what he added to it.
Well, I think somebody else suggested that, but we don't. That's like Hollywood Boulevard. Like it's crazy for the Oscars during the Oscars, but we don't know who lost, so we can't send anybody over there.
All right.
And Shuddy Boy lives in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Well, I would have to take that out of the Patreon cut, huh?
How deep are we going with this?
I don't.
The
awards, you mean?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 categories.
All right, let's do it, dude. What's the least important category? What are we talking about? What are the ranges? Obviously, Best Picture. Then what's the bottom?
There's the actors, lead and supporting. I threw in animated for the fuck of it.
Fuck you. All right.
Directing, and then the 2 writings.
I got my pen.
Adapted and original.
Are you keeping track of all this?
Yeah, I got a doc. I usually write them down, but my printer's all fucking fucked up right now. But we'll blow through these as quick as possible. Actor in a leading role is Javier Bardem, Benedict Cumberbatch, Andrew Garfield, Will Smith, and Denzel.
Bunch of pussies.
Really great that Benedict Cumberbatch got nominated for No Way Home.
I mean, he should have been. I don't know. Everybody seems to be flipping out about The Power of the Dog, but Christ, was that boring. I did not like that one.
So is Bob Odenkirk? Does he get nominated for supporting actor for Nobody or what?
Nope.
All right, sorry. Kind of a dad joke.
I'm going to go with Big Willie style.
Will Smith for King Richard.
I feel like this is the one that I could know. I thought Will Smith was the favorite, actually. You don't have to confirm that.
I have no idea. But I mean, I thought King Richard was fucking great.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that movie.
Maybe that's why I think that, because you actually liked it, and I thought there would be no chance that you would like that movie. Man, I hate picking against Denzel, because that guy is just so good, and everyone loves him and respects him.
Yeah, but Tragedy of Macbeth, fucking boring-ass Shakespeare.
Yeah, but
A24 movie, is that enough?
It's an A24 movie, too?
Yep.
I'll go Denzel. Fuck it. I'll go Denzel.
All right. I'm going Cumberbatch.
Yeah, you racist. Of course you wouldn't pick a black guy. Well, you saw Power of the Dog, so you know about this stuff. You know, you're gonna know so much more about this shit than I do.
I'm not.
You've seen all the movies.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
I mean,
there's no that doesn't get you behind the mind of the way the fucking Academy votes.
Fair enough,
you know?
But you have something to go off of. I have literally nothing besides these names. All right, so that was Best Actor.
Yeah, so this is Best Supporting Actor. Ciarán Hinds, who was Mance Rayder in Game of Thrones.
Like that guy.
He was in Belfast. Troy Kotsur, who was the deaf guy in Coda. He was the dad. Jesse Plemons for Power of the Dog. J.K. Simmons for the Lucy and Ricky Ricardo movie. And also in Power of the Dog, Codi McShitpee.
Okay, so you know, that's what I'm saying. You've seen these movies, so you know like who's got a chance to win and who doesn't even belong. Codi McShitpee. Right, that's what you said? He probably isn't going to win based off what you're saying. Right?
No,
it would be surprising if he won, or are you saying that because he's a favorite?
No, I'm saying that because his name is silly. Cody Smith McPhee.
It's Smith.
No, it's Smith. It's SMIT.
Like shit McPee is way better.
Duty shit McPee.
Cool name, dude.
But that was for Power of the Dog, and everybody's sucking that movie's Red Rocket. Everybody fucking loves that movie. So I don't know. Jesse Plemons and Cody Duty Shit McPee, both from Power of the Dog. Everybody loves it. But Troy Kotsur, he's a deaf guy.
That's true. And there's another minority in there? Well, Irish. So, yeah.
Ciarán Hinds, he was good in that movie. J.K. Simmons, I don't know. If I got to choose the winner, I would pick J.K. Simmons because he was very J.K. Simmons in that role, but it was also great, and it was the best part of the fucking movie. But that's probably not how the Academy's going to go.
You bitch. You even saw Being the Ricardos? You make me sick.
Yeah.
Wait, that was nominated, wasn't it?
Not for Best Picture, but I watched it with the family in Florida.
Okay. For some reason, Ciarán Hinds feels like the right answer. I think that's what I'm going to go with. I mean, Jesse Plemons, like we're saying, he's having a moment.
He really is, but
I didn't even see that.
A big enough moment. I think I'm going to go with the guy from Coda.
I was also going to pick the deaf guy.
I think they're going to go with a deaf guy this year.
God damn it.
Is he really deaf?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, he's definitely.
They cast all deaf actors in that movie. It was like, who's the famous woman? Marlene Maples? Is that her name? Whatever.
Is it possible Hollywood's getting worse?
In which way?
Just lamer.
Like the movies?
I mean, I don't, maybe this isn't the time for my deaf person rant, which I don't even really have. Like, I have nothing to, who has beef with deaf people? Just saying, a movie full of them, I don't know. Is that entertaining? Is it? Dude, you said it was, so fuck me.
How
4.25?
much not talking is there? Is it like, are we talking like a Quiet Place level of no dialogue? Or
with the sign language stuff?
Yeah.
No, it's
just in general for the length of the movie. Is it all sign language?
No, because a lot of it is her in like school talking to her friends and like singing and stuff. Man, I don't know why I like that movie, but it was really good.
All right, what's the next?
Next one is leading actress Jessica Chastain for the Tammy Faye Baker movie. Olivia Colman, who I think she already won. I think she got one a year or two ago. Penelope Cruz, Nicole Kidman, and Kristen Stewart. Shuddy, are you voting with your heart or your brain?
I am voting. This is one where I actually have a little bit of knowledge, and I am going to take Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Interesting.
Because I really enjoyed the shit out of that movie.
It wasn't bad, right?
And she was excellent in it.
And she sang. All those songs was her actually singing.
So,
what was the movie Olivia Colman was in?
The Lost Daughter, which was on Netflix.
I'll take that one.
Man, I did not like that one.
Yeah.
Um,
Doesn't matter. I could still win this round.
I'm really torn on Jessica Chastain and Kristen Stewart because while that Spencer movie was boring, people are flipping out. She did look like Princess Diana. She did a good British accent. She's not British.
So crappy.
I know.
She looked like... All right.
You know what? Just to keep things interesting, I'll go with Kristen Stewart. My heart wants to go with Jessica Chastain, but to make it more interesting for the listeners.
But your pussy wants to go with Kristen Stewart.
Yeah, so I'm listening to my pussy.
I really hope that I don't lose this year. I hope I break tradition.
You got a 1 in 3 shot, Shuddy.
I think the odds are much worse than that because I've lost every year.
I mean, I had to brush my teeth with wasabi the other year.
Was that for the Oscars or was that another bet? Because the only bets that have been lost
remember.
that I know of that you lose are sports related.
I've lost the Oscar thing before.
Sports betting? You haven't told me?
No, like when we did a football pick'em that was when he had to do the body shot off of me.
Oh, is that what that was from?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Man.
All right, well.
I think that was a year that we picked the opening week winners of the football games. And Kevin used his brilliant theory of picking the ones whose name came first alphabetically.
Honestly.
Fuck yeah.
He could have beaten us that week. Who knows?
All right, well.
Any given Sunday, right, Jeff?
Absolutely, dude.
Moving the betting along, supporting actress Jessie Buckley, who was also in The Lost Daughter. Ariana DeBose, West Side Story. I don't even know who that is. And I watched it. Lame Duty Stench. Judi Dench.
Yeah.
Belfast. Kirsten Dunst for Power of the Dog. And I'm going to butcher this name. Anjanou Ellis for King Richard.
I think that's how I would have said it.
Who does she play?
One of the Williams sisters.
Well, I didn't know if it
That's
was
as specific as I can get.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was King Richard's or Richard Williams' wife or it was Serena.
I mean, it is because she's an adult.
Wait,
what?
She's 53 years old, so she was not playing one of the Williams sisters who are younger.
Oh, it was the wife?
Yes.
So he didn't know either. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've
just
never
assumed they would nominate one of the sisters.
I just liked the way that he said one of the Williams sisters. That's not very fucking helpful to Jeff's question.
No, it was.
She was even the
because
mother.
I was asking who the character was. Like, was it Richard Williams' wife? Because that's a character that is more believable to win the award, or was it the daughter? Right. So when he said one of the Williams sisters,
I thought
it was one of the tennis players. I didn't know it was his wife. Ah, man, that makes it tough. Because I feel like Kirsten Dunst is probably the right answer. She did a pretty good job.
This is one where I'm going to go with my heart and choose Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, man, you cut me off. I'm going to do that too. I'm ordering the same thing as Shuddy.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
No,
I forgot that your weird fucking rule about things like that.
Well, yeah, and Kevin likes to shake it up here or there and pick something that we don't pick.
Not this one though. I'm taking Kirsten Dunst too.
Okay, I was gonna do like a little spiel about why I thought Kirsten Dunst should win it, and it was gonna be mostly full of lies and things I don't even know. But like, is she the favorite? Should she win this?
I don't know who the favorite is in any of this. I never really look at that.
You're so.
I watch the movies and then, dude, nobody knows for sure. Everybody thinks
I
they have
may
it figured
be-
out. There's no
listen,
such thing as a lock.
I may be looking at that right now, trying to increase my odds of not fucking
Hey,
stinking it up.
There are no rules against that.
We've all made our picks. I can tell you who the favorite in each cat. I mean,
you son of a bitch! You were doing what I do, and it's gonna win. Fuck. You're gonna have to do this.
Ariana DeBose is the favorite. -2,000.
Ariana DeBose sounds like a hot name. Is she hot?
Yes,
Probably.
That's
It's
good.
not the main
Kevin,
girl.
you saw the fucking movie.
Yeah, but I didn't look anybody up on IMDb afterwards. But I know it's not the main chick. Let's see. Is this her? Okay, yeah, that's who I thought it was going to be.
How's the nugs? The Nugatos, as you would say. In
She doesn't
Dragon
really
Ball Queef.
show much Nugato action at all.
What a prude. All right.
Next one is animated feature. Encanto,
That's what I'm picking.
Flea, which is an animated documentary about a guy escaping Afghanistan.
Oh my god.
Hysterical. I saw it. Luca, Mitchell's versus the Machines, and Raya the Last Dragon. I'm going Mitchell's versus the Machines. I think that was great. I know audiences liked it, critics liked it. I think it got a whole bunch of fucking awards at festivals and stuff. I feel like it's a safe bet.
I'm gonna go with Encanto.
I've heard enough people say that a movie's actually like pretty good. And
Even though it is the favorite, I was going to pick that because I've heard the same thing.
I don't know. I watched it and I thought the songs were fucking lame, and the story was kind of thin.
Like if you asked me before before you listed off the nominations, who I thought would name me an animated movie in Encanto, I might have been able to guess that was an animated movie that came out this year. So right when I heard it, I was like, I'll take that one.
All right, then director Kenneth Branagh for Belfast, Raisuke Hamaguchi for Drive My Car, Paul Thomas Anderson, Licorice Pizza.
Has a Japanese person ever won this award? Parasite. That's Korean, right?
Yeah. Jane Campion, Power of the Dog, Spielberg, West Side Story.
Fuck.
Treacherous. Tricky category.
Throwing him in there, it's just like, oh no. Another guy to think about.
You got the Legacy Act, Steven Spielberg, a woman director for Power of the Dog, which everybody's blowing.
I wonder if Spielberg's like tied with anyone for like most like best director. And if this would like break said tie, like almost like giving Tom Brady another MVP or some stupid shit like that.
I don't know. I think Drive My Car, Power of the Dog, and West Side Story are probably the front runners. I know that only eliminates 2 of the 5, but that's where I'm picking from.
I'm doing. You said Jane Campion was Power of the Dog?
Jane Campion, yeah.
I'll do Jane Campion.
Steven Spielberg is near the bottom of the list currently with 2 Best Director wins.
Oh, wow.
Wow. So
Frank Capra, William Wyler have 3. John Ford has 4.
Whoa.
Oh, well,
Steven Spielberg tied for 3rd with Billy Wilder for nominations currently at 8, with Scorsese having 9 and William Wyler having 12.
Okay.
So, do you have a pick, Shuddy, for Best Director?
I'm going to go with Power of the Dog.
As well?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that seems like a safe bet.
Feels like that's
John
like
Ford
the favorite.
won 4 out of 5 Oscars for Best Director.
I feel a zag coming with Drive My Car. I think they want to give it to a Japanese person this year.
Drive My Car's odds currently are
Not a bad take.
20 plus 2,500.
Is that good or bad?
That's not good.
Oh.
If you would bet $100 on that to win that Oscar, you would win $2,500.
Yeah, if there was a good chance that payout would cash, the books wouldn't give you that price. So there's a bad price.
For The Power of the Dog, you would have to bet $5,000 to win $100.
It's a minus 5,000 favorite.
It's a
Wait,
minus.
Is that for best movie?
That's for best director, Jane Campion.
Oh, so we all selected the right one, right?
I have a feeling next week we're going to be announcing that Lil Mama's going to be pooping in my mouth.
Wait, no, we selected James Campion. You went with the Japanese one, right?
Yeah.
This is how you win these, though. I mean, I'm saying you generally, not you specifically.
I don't need to win. I just need to not lose.
Yeah. Fair enough.
We are literally all just fighting for second place.
Good thing is little mama has to poop every day.
One of us will get lucky and win, but all we are trying to do is not be last.
Yeah. Not trying to outrun the bear, just trying to be not the slowest.
All right, so Best Picture, there's 10 of them. Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, Power of the Dog, West Side Story. There's a handful in here that I really liked. Like Drive My Car was good. I for somebody who loves Japanese movies, I was expecting to like it a lot more. Motherfucking movie is 3 hours long. It's so long, the opening credits don't start until 40 minutes into the goddamn film. It was fucking crazy. It was still good, but it definitely wasn't the best movie I saw this year. I would be happy if Coda, Dune, King Richard, or Nightmare Alley won. I thought those were all entertaining. I mean, Don't Look Up was decent, but I don't feel like it deserves Best Picture. But yeah,
Since I'm holding Little Mama, I'm going Power of the Dog. Little Mama, you announce it. At least smell the mic. I picked the Power of the Dog.
Shuddy?
I'm going to go Coda. Since I picked the best director, Power of the Dog, I'll go something different there.
Those two categories, I think people automatically assume the best director, like whoever wins that is pretty much a heavy favorite to win the best picture, and that's kind of my angle to this too. And I just heard Power of the Dog more times than any other movie, so that's the other reason.
Yeah, especially because fucking Sam Elliott's goofy ass being like, I thought that shit was a little too homo for me. And then like now it's like everything. Now every time people are getting interviewed on a red carpet, they're like, oh, so what'd you think about fucking Sam Elliott talking about Power of the Dog? It's just like, man, you just made that movie so much more popular.
I gotcha. That's interesting. All right. Well, cool. That makes me feel better about taking Power of the Dog. Power Little Mama.
But like, man, I feel like it's either going to be Coda or Power of the Dog. I feel like it's Power of the Dog. It's too easy. It's I'm getting the same vibes I got last year as fucking Nomadland. Movie was boring as shit, and it won. So I'm playing for keeps. I'm picking Power of the Dog.
I was hoping you were going to pick Drive My Car again. I had some good jokes set up for that, and some solid advice, I think.
You're going to drive that car right off a cliff.
Well, it's more advice than jokes, but Drive My Car is plus 10,000.
So that means bad.
That means if you bet $100 and it won Best Picture, you would win $10,000. So that means the odds are very low. So if you picked Drive My Car for Best Director and Best Picture, you should put $50 down on each of those, plus another $100 on the parlay.
You'd own this fucking little apartment complex.
Betting like a pirate.
You'd be able to buy property in Los Angeles, California.
That's a hell of a bet.
Dude, Kevin from The Office put money on John Cougar Mellencamp to win Best Actor for plus 10,000. You're getting the same odds with an actual movie that came out and is nominated.
Holy shit.
You're getting a way better price than Kevin from The Office.
No, I'm sticking with Power of the Dog.
Want me to text my mom? She can get this bet in.
I really don't want to eat Little Mama's poop.
My mom is my bookie. I can text her. We can get these bets in.
Power of the Dog is negative 145.
Okay.
So it's
That's
the favorite?
the favorite, technically, right?
That's the favorite. Yep.
And then we just have the 2 writing ones to go. The adapted is Coda, Drive My Car, Dune, The Lost Daughter, and Power of the Dog.
I'll go Coda. I don't know. I feel like I haven't said them yet, and they should win one. If anything, I would like to go back and take the Coda Best Supporting Actress or Actor.
I mean,
pick. I took my hand off the piece. I'm just saying.
The girl who's the lead in Coda, Shuddy, she played Kinsey in the live-action Lock and Key show on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
She underwent like 8 months of training to learn sign language and learn how to sing and learn how to work a fishing boat, all just for this movie.
Oh, shit.
Which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And she still didn't even get nominated for anything.
It wasn't that impressive.
I guess not. Oh, man, I really fucked myself. I positioned the window of the document in such a way that there's no point that I can click and drag. It's fucking stuck exactly where it is. What is... I don't know what's happening here.
So careless.
Ah! I found a trick. Okay. So, Shuddy, do you know what you're picking?
Coda.
You're doing Coda as well?
This is adapted?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go Drive My Car. I feel like they got to throw at something or else they'll seem racist.
Well,
Against the Japanese. Final one, original screenplay. Belfast, Don't Look Up, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, The Worst Person in the World.
So, just real quick, Kevin, a $100 bet on Drive My Car for best adapted screenplay would net you $1,400 with a victory.
God damn it. Man, people are really against Drive My Car.
you should probably start watching what's that show called? I'm spacing out again.
How would you rate that edible?
Pretty good. It's pretty strong.
Yeah.
I'm Peacemaker. You should start watching that intro again.
Yeah, you start practicing.
Yeah. That's what I meant to say. It would have been funnier if I didn't fucking spill it out as poorly as I did, but
What if you have to do it naked?
Ooh. I really hope I don't lose.
All right, so Belfast, Don't Look Up, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Worst Person in the World. This is the last category that we're taking bets on. This is...
Oh, Don't Look Up.
Oh, interesting.
That's actually... I feel better about following Shuddy on these, knowing that he has the odds in front of him.
Listen, I'll tell you the odds. I'm just picking... This is a category where...
But it is Hollywood douche. It is an actual original idea. I know they're all original screenplays, but it is it's a satire, So I think that's actually a good pick. I'm taking Don't Look Up as well.
It's a middle of the packer with the odds.
Okay. Is anyone a heavy favorite?
No.
We'll give Kevin that. Okay.
No, nobody's a heavy favorite. I mean, I'll tell you guys, Licorice Pizza is plus 100. Belfast is plus 130. Don't Look Up plus 500. King Richard and The Worst Person in the World are both plus 2,000.
Wow. Okay, so I already wrote my thing in for Licorice Pizza. I was not impressed with Licorice Pizza. I thought it was kind of boring, and as far as coming-of-age stories and Paul Thomas Anderson stuff, underwhelmed.
Well, I'm sure everyone will be very impressed with your Peacemaker dance.
Yep.
It's the favorite to win.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go.
But it's at plus 100, so it's not a sure thing.
Oh, no. That's a
spot
category's
where
up in the air. Yeah.
Yeah, a good old Kevin Kraft calamity could occur.
Okay, so we've discussed this in the past. Before we take our finger off the chess piece, as Geoff pointed out, do we want to enact the rule where if you pick the best picture winner, since it's 1 in 10, it's worth more than 1 point?
Didn't we all pick the same one, or did you pick? We didn't all.
You both picked Power of the Dog. I picked Coda.
I don't know.
So it either works for me or it works against me. But either way, you two would be in the majority, so it's up to you two.
I honestly don't know how to feel about this one.
We talked about it in the past. I don't know if we've ever implemented it.
I'd like to pick a shitty category and have it wipe out my loss if that's the case. If I got that one right.
Oh, no. The proposal, the rule proposal is just the best picture is worth 2 if you get it right. Right? Just that one.
Yeah.
Not like a wild card. I'm
Because
okay.
it's
I'm
1 in
okay
10
with it.
instead of 1 in 5.
It's because I'm like, you know, we did with a recent queef or no queef. I like shaking it up with the scoring. Sometimes it backfires directly in my face, epically, but I'm down.
Should we find the most boring category and make a pick just in case we need a tiebreaker?
Yeah.
Well, it should be one that they don't even air.
I don't know if those are listed.
Give me costume design, motherfucker. Let's go.
That's what I was thinking, and I think it's on this website. Where is costume? Let's see. Can I fucking select it?
Blair Witch Mama Project. What are you doing?
She's going for it, huh?
And these odds
There
were
we go,
provided
costume.
by BetMGM, updated this afternoon at noon.
Oh, this is a good one to have as a tiebreaker. Costume design is for Cruella Cyrano, which I've only seen billboards for because it's Peter Dinklage is fucking plaster all over it.
You say Dinglish?
Dinglishers.
Okay.
So yeah, whatever the fuck that movie is. Dune, Nightmare Alley, and West Side Story.
I'll go Dune.
I'm gonna go West Side Story.
I'm going to go Cruella.
Wow. Okay, so Shuddy is Cruella, Geoff is Dune, and I'm
The Dune.
West Side Story. All right, well, next week we find out who is the victor and who will be... Okay, you have to do the naked peacemaker dance at a public park.
It's terrible. No. Pass. Not
Whoever loses is a sex offender.
you have to introduce yourself as such to all your neighbors.
Yep. And then we will film you doing that and put the video on Patreon.
Yeah, if it ever goes sideways, we'll run in and say we're just joking, and then we'll go to the next house.
All right, so real quick, just because we haven't done it in a while, I think we have time for maybe one or two.
Voicemails, yay! Shit.
Oh,
I was
wait.
supposed to tell you about something.
Yep.
Actually,
Yeah.
we don't. You know what? We're going to Indian give voicemails. You know, we actually don't have time for voicemails.
Yeah, we have to announce the last remaining matches of MSPH Wrestling this weekend on Saturday.
Well, that's actually really responsible of you because the great Pudini graced us with a voicemail was what I was going to
Oh, God.
tell you.
We're all over the place here.
Or farting. We got farts back.
Nice.
No,
Hopefully.
There's unfortunately no farting.
Oh my goodness! Like pooping. Kathy calls in and doesn't poop. Pudini calls in and doesn't fart.
Listen,
Up is down, left is right.
There's a story that goes,
Oh
that
yeah.
goes with it, but I don't want to tell that part of the story until we hear the voicemail.
All right, so we'll push that. But real quick, what are the final matchups we're announcing?
I have to get into the email. I don't know why it logged me out. Hang on. Dom has this super fucking complicated, encrypted password because he didn't like the one that I set up.
Hold on, me and Sharon didn't turn the keys at the appropriate time.
So
To unlock.
I needed to figure out the special characters he clopped on at the end. All right. MSPH Wrestling 11, St. Patty's Day Beat 'em Up, Saturday, March 26th at 8 p.m. Dom's Twitch channel, twitch.tv/DomV311. By the way, that is Eastern Standard Time, right? Not Eastern Daylight Time.
How the fuck would I know?
You said Eastern, right?
Nope, it's Eastern Daylight Time, which is today. Which is what we're in now.
Okay, so what time?
Nope, maybe not. It's 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern. I don't know why I had to get fancy and try and...
Yeah, I don't know what
there
the hell you're doing.
I'll be there.
All right. There is a no disqualification knockout match for the MSPH Women's Championship. The GOAT is cashing in her missed Money in the Bank, facing off with the current champion, Pooping Kathy.
It's boner time.
Then there's a last man standing match, which this one, the fact that this happens, there's some discord building in the Puminati because it is the voice of God versus Ginger and Tubes. Because Mike wants to put an end to Tim for good after he left him high and dry at the last event, causing them to lose the tag team championships.
Oh, God!
Chick fight.
Wow.
Chick fight.
Wow. All right.
And then we have an 8-man battle royal. The winner will become the number 1 contender for the MSPH Hardcore TV Championship. And that is going to be Fonzo versus Big Sexy versus Alex Wilson versus Blaine Voorhees versus Boognish versus Arts versus Shawnee Razorface versus Chief Brody.
11 wet trillion.
Oh, God.
Wow.
And then we have a steel cage match for the MSPH Hardcore TV Championship.
Oh, God!
The challenger, Mexican Thanos Gorilla Jaw versus the Dragon, Jeff Clark.
Oh.
Oh, God!
Which this next part was not discussed with the deputy commissioner.
The
so
fuck is a mammal?
I disagree with this strongly, but
Oh, wow.
Dom has made a decision, and this is we're gonna have to live with this
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, Shuddy.
because he's held the title for 611 days and has yet to be defeated. If Jeff the Dragon Clark wins and retain his title, he will immediately become the second inductee into the MSPH Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Ow!
And the first one, if I remember correctly, is Bat Dad.
Yes,
Parmesan
you will be
poof.
the first pre-mortem inductee.
We'll say active inductee.
Parmesan poof.
Wow. I might cry if I join Bat Dad in the Hall of Fame. Wow. What a moment. Holy shit. Little mama, we got a train. We got a big weekend in front of us.
And the entrants that have been confirmed so far for the Royal Rumble match. The Leprechaun, Shrap Metal, Dom, Razor Ramon, Seek, and Demon Metis. More surprise entrants will be revealed during event. The full event card with the order of matches will be posted on the Patreon at the end of the week prior to the event.
It's good
Nice.
stuff.
Yeah. And if you've never watched one of these before, make this one your first. Check it out. They are very fun. We're all in the comments of Twitch, chatting it up during the whole event. We got
$5 tier and up Patreon gets to hang out in Zoom with us.
Yeah, there is a Zoom link. We'll be on there. We'll be farting around. We'll be drinking. We'll be smoking.
A little drinking, a little smoking.
It's a good time. Definitely check it out. Shout out to the commissioner for putting it all together. Shout out to you, Dom.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
And shout out to you, the Puminati, for listening every week, keeping us afloat. We're all very appreciative of you and enjoy you hear us rambling about farts and dicks and poop every week.
On God.
Oh, God! Oh, God!
Oh, God! Y'all bitches
God.
are stupid!
So if you need more MSPH in your life, please check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. We got, I feel like the episode of Queef or No Queef that comes out this Saturday is fucking epic. It was one of the most fun, eventful,
dramatic,
weighty. It's a fucking great one. For all the people that love Queef or No Queef, this could be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, this is the godfather of Queef or No Queefs.
A new episode of Dragon Ball Queef comes out on Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday the 23rd. So depending on when you're listening to this, that might already be live. Geoff watched a basketball anime. So you will get to see the left side and right side of Geoff's brain compete over, I hate this, it's anime. I love this, it's basketball. I hate this, it's anime. I love this, it's basketball.
Yeah, what a mind fuck.
Yep. So keep your eyes peeled for those. You can also follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
At Jeffrey Records.
And at MSPH Podcast on both Twitter and Instagram. You can also watch the shows minus the Easter egg on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. Send your emails to madscientistpartyhour@gmail.com. Might want to hold off on the voicemails. I didn't even get a chance to open it, but it's probably been like a month since we've done any, so there's going to be a fuckload. I guess that's it, right? Anything else? Any dates at Chuckles?
Oh, listen to the Bet Slippin' podcast if you
yeah.
could. My sports betting podcast I do for the USA Today Sports Network. I've been grinding pretty hard in the NBA, giving out daily NBA picks. Also, we'll cover March Madness, the Elite Eight and Final Four that's upcoming this weekend, and I'll try to do some golf as well. That's at least on my Twitter. I've been killing it in golf, which is
nice.
A lot of upsets this weekend in the NCAA Tournament A.
Yeah, my Survivor pool got fucked. My bracket's still looking all right, but yeah, the tournament's always crazy.
Every time I would scroll through Facebook starting Saturday afternoon, I would see ESPN posting only 100 perfect brackets left, and then by the end of Saturday night, I think it was down to one or none at this point.
Does Warren Buffett still do the billion for a perfect bracket thing? Right? Isn't that what he was doing? Warren Buffett would give you $1 billion if you were ever to pick a perfect bracket. I mean,
nobody does those?
No one can. It's impossible. I can actually. It's not impossible. It's pretty much impossible.
Damn.
Like the odds are just like stupid. So. And Warren Buffett knows it. That's why he's willing to give $1 billion if anyone were to pull that shit off.
What a son of a bitch.
Dude, I'm so hungry.
All right, well, I guess we've reached the end of the road, friends. So until next time, ooh, something!